Today's topic is tensions between Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger and France. So some of the people who have been asking themselves what's going on between those countries. So in this topic I'm going to cover that. I'm going to talk about the history and I'm going to talk about what's going on, what are they fighting for. So stay tuned and listen carefully. Let me fix my jacket for this. The tension between Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger and France has been a significant issue in recent times. The situation is complex and multifaceted, involving political, military and security concerns. Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger are neighboring countries in the West Africa that have been grappling with various challenges including armed insurgencies, terrorism and political instability. These issues have had a significant impact on the security and stability of the regime. France, as a former colonial power in the regime, has been involved in efforts to combat terrorism and support the governments of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger. France has deployed military forces to the regime as part of the Operation Boucane and a counter-terrorism operation aimed at combating extremist groups such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS. We all know the ISIS group, Islamic State group. You can search it up on Google. However, there has been growing criticism and tension regarding France's role in the regime. Some local populations and political leaders have expressed concerns about the effectiveness of France's military intervention and its impact on the regime's sovereignty. There have been calls for greater African-led solutions and a revolution of the relationship between France and its former colonies. In recent developments, there have been discussions and debates about the need for a more inclusive and comprehensive approach to address the root causes of the conflict in the regime. This includes addressing issues such as poverty, governance, and social inequality. It is important to note that the situation is fluid and involving with ongoing diplomatic efforts and discussion taking place to find sustainable solutions to the challenges faced on the Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and the involvement of France. African leaders, including President of Burkina Faso, have often emphasized the importance of African countries taking charge of their own destinies and working toward greater self-reliance and independence. They have called for a shift away from dependency on external powers and a focus on African-led solutions to the challenges faced by the continent. So they are not focusing only on themselves. They're focusing on the continent. They are not focusing on themselves, but on the continent. The president of Burkina Faso, like many other African countries, has likely highlighted the need for African countries to assert their independence in various aspects, including political, economic and cultural spheres. They may have emphasized the importance of African unity, solidarity, and cooperation in achieving true independence and development. It is important to note that the specific statement made by the president of Burkina Faso on African independence may vary depending on the context and time of the statement. To get the most accurate and up-to-date information on the president's statement, I would recommend you referring to the reliable news source or official statements from the government of Burkina Faso. Another one is, what did Burkina Faso and Mali say about the situation in Niger? Any military intervention against Niger will be tantamount to a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali, the two countries said in a joint statement on Monday. Why do they say that? It's because Niger has stopped exporting some of its commodities, in fact its commodities, to France. Now France is trying to fight back because of that. Let's make an example about South Africa. South Africa says it's no longer exporting gold to the United States. Now United States is fighting us. That's in Zambia. They will they will intervene and fight for us. It's that way. So Niger refuses to export commodities to France, and now France is trying to fight and say no, we want those commodities. And they said the disastrous consequences of the military intervention in Niger could destabilize the entire regime. The two governments also refused to apply the illegal and illegitimate and inhuman sanctions against the people and authorities of Niger. The statement said, the statement comes after the leaders of ECOWAS threatened to use force to reinstate the Bazoum and impose sanctions on Niger's government. In the separate statement, Guinea expressed its disagreement with the sanctions recommended by ECOWAS, including military intervention, urging the bloc reconsider its position. The government of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Guinea are also results of recent military. So this tension is going to continue as of now, because at this time it was said that Niger is going to stop exporting its commodities to France. Now France has released a statement saying things like if someone intervenes, they will definitely send their military, things like that. So there might be a war. Don't say there's a war there. If you want more information, you can just check out the news sources for more reliable information, for information that's happening now, right now. You can just search it on Google. As I'm making this video, that's the situation. So guys, this is it. This is the history of Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and France, and also the tension on what's going on between those countries. So guys, make sure you subscribe for more content like this, where I'm going to talk about what's going on in other countries. And my next topic is South African. South Africa is a different country than other countries. So make sure you subscribe and like the video and share the video so that other people will get it.